Well, tech and data is really important in formulating plans as a coach with your team, as a strategy generally for your team in a tournament or a series. But also it's really useful when working with individual players. So part of improving oneself is around measuring what you do. If you can't measure it, you're totally reliant on feel and instinct and perhaps something visual. But as soon as you can measure, then you can provide real clear black and white data on how you're doing. And that's really useful. It's really useful to know exactly where you are so that you can plan a way forward and then measure whether you're getting any better or not. So in that respect, data for an individual or a team is absolutely crucial. So PowerBat allows us to get some black and white data on whether we're improving. The other thing that I think is really useful about PowerBat is you can measure things like your bat angle, where the ball hits on the bat, which is absolutely crucial to how well you time the ball or how far the ball will travel. And in these days of the necessity of power hitting, with the proliferation of T20 cricket and even T10 cricket now coming into the world game, power hitting or hitting the ball cleanly for fours and sixes is absolutely crucial. And so seeing where the ball hits on the bat, getting a heat map of where the ball is hitting on the bat, gives you an overall picture about how cleanly you're hitting that ball. That's really useful both for a coach and the player himself. So your chances of hitting the ball hard to the boundary or over the boundary partly depends on exactly how cleanly you hit it, but also how you keep the bat face traveling through the ball during and past the point of contact. That is something that PowerBat can measure. The bat often twists in a player's hands, and getting exact measurements on how often and how much that bat is twisting in your hands, and therefore improving that aspect of your power hitting is something that is really useful for both coach and player. So we talked about how the blade traveling through the contact with the ball is really important, but also the angle at which you hit it is important, and the speed at which the ball comes off the bat. So the speed of the bat initially, you hear commentators talking about quick hands. We're talking about the speed of the hands driving the bat through the line of the ball, and then the ball traveling off the bat. So PowerBat can measure these things. If we're only relying on instincts and feel, that's really important, but that's a part of a batsman improving himself. Here we get independent, if you like, clean data on that ball traveling off the bat. Bat speed translating into the speed of the ball off the bat, and then distance. That makes it really fun as well. And part of training and improving yourself and growing in confidence is being able to see yourself improve and being able to measure yourself improving. So the other way that you can use this tool is remote coaching and remote monitoring. So on the remote coaching front, in these times that we've experienced over the last 18 months, we've seen how remote learning and remote communication has really taken off and become more the norm. Now in cricketing training circles, here we can coach remotely. It's a really useful tool for that. But also remote monitoring of players and getting data perhaps from scouting sessions or practice sessions, and monitoring not only how people improve, but the standards with which they're playing and whether they fit into that improving category or even elite category.